For this news report, we are going to be discussing sustainability issues in 2 third world countries and how that we can prevent them and reduce these problems around the world, not just in these 2 countries. The countries I chose to talk about today are India and Haiti. These countries both have differing sustainable issues, but can be prevented and reduced by doing some of the things I will mention towards the end of the video. First of all, we need to cover what is sustainability. Sustainability means being able to provide for people and the world now and in the indefinite future for future generations. Just because a country has sustainability issues, it does not mean that they are a worse country or better country than the other. It just means that there are shifts they can make to become more sustainable, to preserve resources and land for future generations. What are some of the environmentally sustainable issues that the country of Haiti has? Some of the issues, after doing some research, I found were deforestation problem, overpopulation, lack of sanitation, and food insecurity. Deforestation refers to the elimination of trees and crops that are destroyed for human activities, which in turn affects the environment and the ecosystem. Lack of sanitation means that the cleanliness is lacking and there needs to be more systems to make sure that there's clean water and clean air for the people. Overpopulation is too many people in one area, not enough resources to provide for those people sometimes, such as like food insecurity, where there is a lack of resources to have enough food for the population. What are some of the environmentally sustainable issues that the country of India has? The country of India struggles with some sustainable issues such as air pollution, poor management of waste, water pollution, and land and soil degradation. Some of these issues lead to water shortages for the people to have clean water to drink and bathe, food scarcity, again, not having enough food produced, and toxic conditions for humans to live around with the air pollution and poor management of waste. Now that I've stated some of the issues that these 2 countries are facing, I would like to explain 3 points that I think will help as an educational tool to help these countries overcome some of these issues. It's not an overnight thing. It will definitely take some time, but I think these 3 things are definitely going to be effective in reducing these problems. The most important thing I believe that we can do is to educate the citizens of these countries about effective resource use, waste management, farming strategies, purifying air systems, and how to reduce degradation of soil and deforestation of trees. Without educating people on the harms of these sustainable issues, there would be less reason for them to care, especially if they are not directly affected by them at this time. Another reason people should be educated is because they will learn to practice more sustainable lifestyles once they know how to do things that will add to that, such as recycling or reusing things that they will implement into their daily lives. Ignorance and apathy seem to go hand in hand when people are not educated about the current issues arising in their country. In order for the people of Haiti and India and any country to take steps forward to protect their land and their resources, they must realize how things are currently. They must need to know the statistics broken down for them to be able to understand. And they must understand what are some ways, strategies, tools that they could use to step up and make changes in their society. This can be done by the Department of Agriculture or Environment, making knowledge public to citizens, and by schools and workplaces teaching citizens the facts about these issues surrounding them and what can be done as individuals, as a community, and as a whole country to live more sustainable and ultimately to be able to provide and meet the needs of everybody in the country in the most economically and environmentally sustainable way. The second thing I think should be done for these countries that struggle with sustainability issues is for them to receive information from other countries that have systems in place to prevent similar things. It is known that international trade and imports and exports are beneficial to countries who work together to help provide some things they may not be able to produce in their own country. Some countries that are efficient in planting and cropping resources can send volunteers or sponsors over to these developing countries to build water wells, to teach classes on deforestation or soil degradation and how to avoid it, or to explain the importance of carpooling or driving electric cars to not emit chemicals and fossil fuels into the air system or into the air. I think by doing this, the countries will be able to learn from others and find out what systems they can put in place in their own countries to solve some of the environmental problems. The last thing that I know will help people in Haiti and India is for individuals to look at their own ecological footprint and make improvements or adjustments toward better protection and preservation of resources and materials. In these countries, there is a struggle with overpopulation. And coming together as a community is possible, but takes each educated individual to examine their own footprint and to do their own part towards protecting the land, eliminating use of non-renewable resources as best as possible, switching to renewable resources such as solar power, and wind power, and making sure that they are able to provide for themselves and their families without having excessive waste, and by setting a tone for future generations and allowing there to be enough supplies for generations to come. All of us, every country, we only have one earth, and our job is to protect and preserve it. Every tribe, every tongue, every nation must strive towards sustainability for the good of people now and for people in the future generations.